yourself. Okay. So the thing with change is that change challenges confidence. Okay. So how we react to change truly matters. Um, you have to remember here, we said this earlier, that confidence is the belief that you have in your abilities. So if you feel as though you don't have the ability to do something that you really want to do, maybe it's apply for a new job, or become a public speaker, or write a book, or travel by yourself, or whatever it is. Um, if you don't believe you're confident, if you don't have the confidence that you can do those things, guess what? You're not going to ever fucking do that. Okay. But when we are willing to step in outside of our comfort zone and step into change, that is going to push your confidence. That's going to challenge your confidence. Okay. So embracing change and stepping outside of your comfort zone is the direct way to show you in real life examples that you have every reason to be confident, right? It's like practice makes perfect, right? Or fake it till you make it, if you will. I hate that saying, but the premise of it makes a lot of sense, right? You have to really start showing up and becoming that fierce version of yourself, that confident version of yourself before you're actually confident, and embrace that change and try new things before you'll actually get there. So I want you to ask yourself, where have you been resisting change in your life? Okay, where have you allowed change to create doubt in yourself? And what can you do to change this going forward? So we've talked about multiple times about awareness, and this is where the awareness part comes in. Right? You have to really ask yourself, what change are you resisting in your life? Are you resisting um, change because maybe it's a new getting out of your relationship or getting out of a toxic job? Are you scared to move? Are you scared to maybe start working out or something like that? Resisting change in your life can really affect a lot of things. So I want you to ask yourself, where are you resisting change? Okay. Remember, if nothing changes, then nothing changes. Okay. Um, if you want your life to change, if you want new things to happen, guess what? You're going to have to change your habits. You're going to have to change your routines. You're going to have to show up differently in your life. Change requires change. Okay. You can't be doing the same thing and expect a different result. Okay. That's the definition of insanity. So, you have to start creating change in your life. That resisting the change is what's keeping you stagnant. It's what's keeping you stuck in your life, right? Because you're going to have the same old day, same old routines, same old life if you are not willing to create some change and get out of that comfort zone. So the second step here to creating a fierce confidence within yourself is to release fears. Okay, the number one reason that we struggle with our confidence is because of fear, right? We're all holding on to some fear at some capacity, right? And it's telling you that you shouldn't be confident. So maybe it's a fear of judgment or a fear of comparison, maybe a fear of failure, maybe it's just a fear of not being good enough. Okay, those fears are going to play different roles in your life, and they're going to affect the way that you show up. They're going to stop you from doing things, right? So if you're scared of being judged for wearing bright colors out in public, then you're not going to be willing to wear a bright color, right? If you don't want to get noticed, maybe you're scared of failure, so you don't go up and start that job, that new business that you're trying to start up. Maybe you have a fear of comparison, so you're worried that if you go for that job that you really want, that promotion that you really want, that you're going to be compared to somebody else, and you feel you also have a fear that you're not good enough. So then you get in your head about it, and you just never apply. You never put yourself out there. You never go talk to your boss and say how much you want that job promotion. Okay, that fear is keeping you stuck. Fear is keeping you stuck. So I want you to think about these questions. What fears are you holding on to? Okay, what fears show up on a daily basis, and what fears are stopping you from doing the things that you really want to do? Maybe you have a fear of commitment. So you're scared to be with somebody, even though you really want to be in a relationship and get married and have children and do, the white picket fence thing and all that. But you're scared that somebody's going to hurt you, or you're scared of trusting somebody, or you're scared of commitment. Then you're never going to put yourself out there, right? If you are, again, scared of judgment, scared of what people might think of you, then you're not going to wear things that make you feel good. You might just wear black and stay in the background and not put yourself out there. Okay. So, what fears are holding you back? What fears show up on a daily basis for you? So, here's my 3-step process to help you let go of fear. And that is to accept the fear, understand the fear, and then reprogram the fear. So, accepting the fear is that awareness level to this process. Okay. Um, so, we have to remember that fear is the part of us that's trying to protect you. Okay. It's those caveman instincts that are like, no, don't do that. It could be dangerous. But we don't need those instincts as much as we used to because we're not running from saber-toothed tigers. Okay, so while your fear is trying to protect you and is super cute and loving and all that, we gotta ignore it. Okay, but when we can accept that we have this fear, like, you know what? Yeah, I'm scared of being judged. Okay, and realize that it's not the end of the freaking world, the more we can move on. Okay, the next step here is to understand the fear. Why is this fear coming up for you? And a lot of this is going to have to do with our past experiences, like we talked about earlier. Your past experiences are going to affect you and they're going to play a role in what fears you have. Maybe you were judged really harshly as a child for um, an art project that you did and you loved art, but now that they judged you ever since then, you've had a limiting belief in the back of your mind that you can never do art again. So you never put yourself out there. You stopped doing the thing that you were passionate about, and now you're an accountant. Okay. So we have to understand the fear. Why is this fear coming up? And maybe that shows up years later for you in like, oh, like I'm creating a invitation for something for somebody and I get scared that they're not going to like it because you had that thing years ago and somebody told you you were good enough or that it sucked or whatever. Okay, so understanding the fear is another layer to the awareness that it comes when it comes to our fears. So understanding why this fear is coming up for you is super important. And the third step, the last step, is to reprogram the fear. So you have to rewire the beliefs in order to release the fear. Otherwise, you're just going to continue to hold on to them. So you do this through affirmations and through being brave. Yep, just being brave. You have to get out there, right? Um, that movie is We Bought a Zoo with Matt Damon. There's a scene in there where he's talking to his son about being brave, and he says, "You just need 10 seconds of bravery in order to make a change, or in order to, to talk to that person, or whatever it is. That 10 seconds of bravery can get you so far, and you can realize that it's not so scary in the first place." So you got to be brave. And then you have to use affirmations to truly rewire your beliefs. You have to use those affirmations to flip the script on yourself and change the things that you're saying. Because if you allow the fear and the negativity to continue to play in your mind, you're going to be telling yourself, nope, I'm too scared to do that. I can't do that. I suck. I'm not good enough. Whatever. You can change it like, no, this is just fear talking. I really can do this if I try. I am capable of these things, right? I am beautiful or I am successful, right? Rewiring your beliefs requires those affirmations. You have to change how you talk to yourself in order to change how you think. Again, I say it again. I said it a couple times already, but words have power. Words have meaning. How you talk to yourself matters. Right? So rewiring those beliefs is a huge step in releasing that fear. Step 3 is letting go of the negativity. And again, this is something we've brought up, sprinkled throughout already, but this is a huge part of confidence because a negative mindset and negative self-talk are going to lead to a whole plethora of other issues, and they're going to keep you in that negative headspace. That are going to keep you scared, and it's going to keep you stagnant. And it's not really doing the things that you want to do. So a negative mindset is going to lead to breaking promises to yourself, right? Saying, yeah, I'm going to go to the gym today and then not go to the gym. Negative mindset is going to lead to not believing in yourself, having those negative beliefs about yourself. Negative mindset is going to lead to a negative outlook on your entire life, right? Like life sucks, life's so hard, everything is hard for me, nothing works out for me, that kind of thing. And it's going to lead to more negative self-talk. And then the negative self-talk is going to lead to you not liking yourself. It's going to lead to you believing your negative thoughts. It's going to lead to you standing in your own way because you're like, no, I can't do that thing. I've already convinced myself that I can't do that thing. Right? And you stand in your way and you don't get out of your comfort zone. You don't face those fears. That negative self-talk is going to have you miserable. Okay, have you ever met like a really, really miserable person? Damn, how can you be that miserable with yourself? It's because they're constantly talking bad to themselves and telling themselves how bad life sucks and how bad they are and how they're not good enough and all those kinds of things, right? It brings your whole vibe down. It brings all your energy down. Okay. And then that negative self talk is going to talk you out of trying new things. It'll be like, no, you can't do that, girl. What are you thinking? Like, no, you're not good enough. Right? Or no, you can't go talk to that person. You're not pretty enough. No, you can't apply for that job. You're not good enough at that. You don't know what you're doing. Okay. And it's just going to play on repeat. And it's going to be that record that keeps you in this version of you that you don't want to be. So how do we let go of negativity? The first step is always awareness. So I want you guys to start doing awareness check-ins every day. So I have 2 alarms set on my phone, one at noon and one at 8 o'clock. And those are my awareness check-ins. So what I do is I take that time and I sit back, I don't look at my phone, and I just think about how my day is going. How am I feeling? How have I been talking to myself? What's been going on? Yeah, because a lot of times, like we're just moving through the motions, right? We're just going through our day. We're sitting in traffic, we're screaming at the traffic because we're frustrated. And then, maybe we go to get our morning coffee and we spill it. Or maybe we go to get our morning coffee and they don't have our favorite coffee. And we realize that we've just allowed that negativity to truly play a role in our day and take over our day. And the really important thing here is to be honest with yourself. Because if you're not honest with yourself, there's no point in doing this. All right. This isn't something that you have to share with anybody. This is just for you. So why not be honest? Why not be honest about what's going on? But really getting into that nitty-gritty and being like, hey, this is how I've been feeling. Like I've really been feeling down today. Why is that? Oh, it's because I've been talking like shit to myself all day. Right. And then the next part of this is reframing the negative thought into positive ones, right? And we already talked about reframing a little bit and using affirmations, but you can also question the thought, right? And I love to do this. So when I have a really negative thought come up and I'm like, oh my God, like I I would never be able to do that. I'll ask myself, well, is that true? Is that actually true? Like what proof do I have that I can't do that thing? Especially if I've never tried that thing before, right? Right. So question the thought, combat the thought, right? When you can do that and call yourself out on your shit, it's going to make such a fucking difference in those thoughts. Because when other thoughts come up, you're like, that's not true. I know that's not true. That's just my fear speaking. Okay. That's just that caveman thinking, getting in the way, trying to protect me, but it's okay. We're going to move on. And another important thing to remember when you are reframing your negative thoughts is to be to be compassionate with yourself. Okay. Remember that you're human and negative thoughts are going to come up and it's okay. And we move through them. And, the more that we don't judge ourselves for those things, the easier it is to let them go. But when you start judging yourself for it, then you get stuck on it even more and you hold on to it even more. Okay, so be compassionate with yourself. Give yourself grace. Be like, yep, I'm human. I'm just having a rough day. It's okay. Um, and not really get too much in your head about it. And then you use the affirmations to combat it. Be like, no, wait, that's not true. Right? You question thought, that's not true. Be compassionate. It's okay. Don't gotta worry about it. Not judging myself. It's like, but I am gonna reframe this into something positive, right? And work on those affirmations. All right. Again, words matter. Okay. I don't know how many times I've said this in this presentation at this point, but you can tell how much it impacts. Okay, words matter. Saying I can't do it, changing that to I can't do it yet, or I will try to do this is a fucking game changer. Okay, that was something small that I did when I really started working and going on this journey. Like, oh, I can't do that. Like, I can't do a podcast. I can't do a group coaching program. I can't do webinars. Started saying, no, I can't do it yet. I can't do it yet. Right, but I will try. right? Changing that, adding that one three-letter word makes the meaning of that sentence so different, right? So then changing this is too hard to this is too hard right now. Or maybe this is might be hard, but it'll get better, right? Because as with anything, practice makes perfect. So the more repetition, the more you get out there, the more you get out of your comfort zone, the more you question the thoughts, the more that use those affirmations, the more that you rephrase these words, the easier it's going to be. So it might be hard now, but it's going to get better. It's going to get easier, right? These word choices have likely been ingrained in you since childhood, right? When you say, "Oh, this is too hard, I'm just going to give up," right? Especially if you have parents that are like, "Oh, it's okay, go ahead." If they have the same mindset, they're like, "Oh, it's okay, just give up," right? Of course, you're going to carry that into your adulthood. Um, so, this all goes back to rewiring these beliefs, changing how you're talking to yourself. And if you literally get nothing else out of this presentation, I really hope that you remember this: is that positivity is a choice. You wake up every day with the choice, with the opportunity to be positive. Okay, you don't have to be a negative Nancy. You don't have to be down on yourself. You don't have to continuously tell yourself that things hard, that you're never going to get there, that you're not good enough, right? You can choose to wake up and be like, no, today's going to be a good fucking day. You can choose to tell yourself that you are fucking beautiful. You can choose to tell yourself that you love yourself. You can choose a different route every time. Because here's the thing, you are choosing the negativity, right? I hate to break it to you. It might be a hard pill to swallow, but you are choosing to speak to yourself that way. You are choosing to sit in that negativity. You are choosing to sit in that puddle of sadness, right? So choose something different. Choose to be positive. Choose to talk to yourself with a better light. Choose to be compassionate with yourself. Choice is everything. All right. Step number 4, you have to show up and own it, right? Just like everything else in your life, you have to show up and own it if you want that thing, right? If you aren't even willing to show up and try, nothing that I've said to you is even going to matter. Okay. You have to be willing to put these things into practice. You have to be willing to be aware and be honest with yourself. You have to be willing to be like, oh, let me actually question these thoughts. Let me actually write down some affirmations that I can use. Let me actually pay attention to the fears that are affecting me every day, right? If you're not willing to try, like I said, nothing that I have said to you or am going to say to you is going to matter. Nothing's going to change. You have to be willing to put in the work. You have to be willing to be like, you know what? Let me look at this part of myself and let me want to change it. Okay. And this, a big piece of this is owning who the fuck you are. All right. Accepting yourself, the good and the bad. Okay. Knowing your value, knowing your worth, and not accepting less for yourself in your life, not accepting the minimum, not accepting, not no effort on your part. Okay. Not accepting less for yourself. So, how do you show up every day with fierce confidence? Maybe it looks like wearing things that make you feel fucking good. Right? Just like, I hate when they're like, oh, who are you dressing up for? I'm dressing up for me, honey. Right? Who are you doing your makeup for? I'm doing it for me. I want to feel good. It makes me feel good when I do these things. So why would I not do them? Okay. It makes you more confident when you're wearing things that make you feel good, that reflect who you are. Right? Dance your ass off to your favorite music before going out. Look, this is a life hack that I wish I learned way sooner. But waking up in the morning, popping on your favorite playlist, popping on your favorite songs, and just dancing, it like adds this pep to your step that you can carry throughout the rest of your day. And it feels so fucking good. Remember, positivity is a choice. So choose to get up, dance your ass off, and have a great fucking morning. You can also choose to give yourself a pep talk before walking out the door every day, you bad bitch. Right? Reminding yourself, I can do anything. Right? I am successful. I am beautiful. I love myself. I am worthy of success. I am worthy of all the things that I want in my life. Right? And reminding yourself that it's okay to want those things. This one might be a little scary. It was scary as hell for me, but it definitely helped me in building my confidence is to spend time naked in front of the mirror and just looking at yourself and appreciating your body and telling your body, I love you, right? Appreciating your body for what it does for you every day, for carrying you throughout your day, for keeping you nourished and giving you all the things that you need in life, right? For allowing you to see the beautiful world around you, allowing you to experience things. Okay, thank your body, right? And appreciate all the curves, all the stretch marks, all the, the pimples, all the moles, all the things, all the hair. Appreciate it all. Appreciate yourself because you are beautiful just as you are, right? And like I said, it was scary as fuck when I first started doing that. I was like, oh God, cringe. But now I'm like, look at that girl. Look at that girl. All right. All right. So if the bottom line here is that if you want fierce confidence, you have to fucking take it. You have to take it. So let's do a quick recap. Um, the 4 steps to building a fierce confidence within yourself: embracing the change. Number 2, releasing the fear. Number 3, letting go of negativity. And number 4, showing up and just owning the fuck out of it, owning the fuck out of who you are. Okay. So that is the end of my little presentation here. But if you are ready to take this a step further, let's work together. Okay, I am taking on one-on-one clients right now. I have a 12-week program called Fierce and Free, where we meet weekly. We do weekly meetings. We have weekly emails. There's full-time support. We have a personalized goal plan. You have text access to me on top of a whole arsenal of tools. So you can use this code Fierce Confidence and get $100 off any package just for being here today. So thank you for being here. Thank you for listening. I hope that you guys got something out of this. And I hope that each and every one of you step into your fierce confidence after leaving today. And again, thank you.